Moving on to a topic that has captured the attention of the nation, the Grade 5 scholarship examination has become a topic of intense debate at present, following certain revelations that were made as to the fate of the examination.
That's right, and Newsfirst made inquiries into the situation that has arisen following the announcement that the examination would be annulled.
I'm standing opposite Royal College, Colombo. Gaining admission to a popular school like this is a dream for talented children from rural areas. Passing the Grade 5 scholarship examination gives these children a chance to make that dream a reality. However, following the announcement that steps will be taken to annul the examination from 2016, a problematic situation has arisen. Today, we are going to look at the views expressed by persons who passed the Grade 5 scholarship examination, gained admission to a popular school such as this, and then went on to hold senior and important positions in the country.
When I gained admission to Royal College from the Tangol Primary School after passing the scholarship examination, it was a major change in my life. In truth, I do not think that stopping this is something that should be done by a government. In truth, what the government should be doing is granting more and more opportunities for children from the villages who are still waiting to come in.
I too was at a village school and entered an urban school through the Grade 5 scholarship. I got a good result at the advanced level examination and got to where I am now. I support the Year 5 scholarship examination because it is the best opportunity that children in the villages get to come to urban schools and obtain a better education.
At
present, I am following a degree in microbiology at the University of Bangalore. The assistance I got after passing the Grade 5 scholarship examination went a long way in helping me reach where I am today. I wish that all my brothers and sisters will have a chance at the same opportunity that I had.
Meanwhile, issuing a communique, the Federation of University Teachers Association, or FUTA, says the fact that the Minister of Education makes sudden and arbitrary policy decisions regarding an issue that is clearly of such importance for the public is of deep concern. FUTA notes that this reflects a serious issue with regard to the decision-making process of the government. FUTA warns that the abolishing of the Grade 5 scholarship examination will enable politicians to interfere even more so than they do now in school admissions.
In the coming days, we at Newsfirst will bring to you the views that are being expressed by various factions regarding the abolishing of the Grade 5 scholarship examination.
Now, at the Cabinet media briefing held today, journalists also raised questions on the decision to abolish the Grade 5 scholarship examination.
No, a problem arose. A major issue arose due to the Grade 5 scholarship examination. It was said that it must be abolished as it is a burden. As far as I'm concerned, he tried to say there are about 10,000 schools in this country, out of which only about 300 are national schools. Out of these, only about 20 or 30 schools are famous, creating a lot of pressure on students facing this examination. There is truth in these issues, and there is a need now to remove or reduce this burden. Popular schools are called popular because they have more facilities and resources. Steps are now being taken through the Mahinda Chintane to provide resources to the school.
Another phase of the Janasuwe Community Welfare Program was held in Ramdunuwatta, Veeravilla today.
The event was held under the auspices of UNP parliamentarian Sajid Premadas.
Concessionary loans were granted to 100 women under the Janasuwe program held today.
Agriculture Minister Mahindayappa Abhiwardena is fearlessly and unwaveringly coming before the media and saying that the budgets of the Pradeshya Sabhas are being defeated because of problems with dividing the loot. The chairman, organizer and minister divide 65% among themselves. They steal it. The remaining 35% that is stolen is distributed among the other alliance representatives. When it is not shared and one person feeds off the entire 100%, the budget is defeated. Minister Mahindayappa, you are absolutely correct.
The well-known Sri Lankan professional consultant and public interest activist Nihal Sri Amarasekara has been appointed as a director of the Board of Directors of the prestigious International Consortium on Governmental Financial Management, or ICGFM.
Now, based in Washington, D.C., members of the ICGFM include the Office of the Government Accountability of the U.S. and the Controller and Auditor General of India. Newsfirst Farzan reports.
The ICGFM was established in 1997 and comprises of distinguished financial management professionals from government and academia focused on financial management of governments. The organization serves as an umbrella bringing together diverse governmental entities and individuals. Speaking to Newsfirst on his new appointment to the Board of Directors of ICGFM, Nihal Sri Amarasekara shared these thoughts.
My role as a member of the board is to make a contribution to the global organization as to their international programs of developing the financial management capability of various countries, and it's an ongoing process. And I think countries like Sri Lanka should participate. I have seen countries like Uganda, Vietnam coming and learning from experience of developed countries like New Zealand, Canada, where financial management is at very high level. There should be greater emphasis on fiscal management, revenue and expenditure of the state. The trickle-down concept, even Pope Francis has condemned recently or criticized. True, as the words say, it trickles down, but trickling down is not enough. I think we need waterfalls for the masses.
And up next is our investigative journalism segment, Action TV.
The Walikanda Divisional Secretary had to personally intervene to quell public protest that arose as a result of the deaths of 4 people within the final fortnight of November 2013 in wild elephant attacks in areas coming under the purview of the Divisional Secretariat.
We will take steps to resolve this by 10 o'clock tomorrow. As the Divisional Secretary, I promise to dedicate myself to resolve this issue along with the officers of the Sri Lanka Army.
As per the Divisional Secretary's promise, steps were taken the very next day to launch an operation to rectify the threat of wild elephant incursions by chasing away the elephants. This can be considered to be one of the largest operations undertaken by the Army following the conclusion of the war. Even the clergy participated in this operation, which was planned by the Wildlife Department. As a result of this operation, which concluded on the 12th of December, areas under the purview of the Walikanda Divisional Secretariat were freed from the threat of wild elephant incursions. However, the wild elephants that were chased away are not currently in the jungle. These elephants are now roaming around areas coming under the purview of the Dimbulagala Divisional Secretariat adjacent to Walikanda. Elephants that fled to farmlands in Dimbulagala as a result of the operation in Walikanda at the time met with grisly deaths. Against this backdrop, the agrarian community in Dimbulagala is now living in fear, as the pachyderms now pose a threat to their lives and livelihoods. The elephant came running this way, chasing after Kusum. Kusum suddenly stopped and turned to enter the house. There was no space, and the elephant tried to grab him with his trunk. When it couldn't capture him, it hit the wall until it broke. It broke the wall and went away. The aim of the operation launched in Walikanda was to chase away the wild elephants into the Maduru Oya Reserve and not into farmlands in Dimbulagala. When chasing the elephants to the Maduru Oya Reserve, it would be necessary to cross through the Mahaveli B and C zones, which were dotted with natural reserves inhabited by elephants. However, these natural reserves can only be seen on maps today.
They give all the land to the high-ranking people, ministers, MPs, district secretaries and their associates. So when the land is given away, where are the animals to go?
The fact that a 201-acre natural reserve which provided food for wild elephants has been made a private homestead of one of the senior-most officials in the Ministry of Irrigation and Water Resource Management makes it evident that these are not mere baseless accusations. Natural reserves are becoming private farms owned by senior officials and their kith and kin against a backdrop where limitations have been imposed on the divisional secretaries in these areas, preventing them from intervening.
As the divisional secretary and the secretary of the coordinating committee, we too have a responsibility to these people which we will not abandon. but it is the Sri Lanka Mahavali Authority that holds land powers in Valikanda and Dimbulagala.
Shouldn't immediate steps be taken to protect and conserve what natural reserves are left in the Mahavali zones in order to ensure that the human-elephant conflict in this area does not aggravate? Minister of Irrigation and Water Resource Management, this is over to you.
The human-elephant conflict. 257 elephant deaths in 2012, 70 human deaths. 190 elephant deaths and 60 human deaths. In the month of November alone, 4 persons were killed by wild elephant attacks in Valikanda. Wildlife officers continuously promise to provide solutions to this issue. People charge that solutions are not being put into action. If attention is not directed to this issue, how many lives of both humans and elephants will be lost?
Now, issuing a media release, Sri Lankan Airlines denies reports that an aircraft that took off from Colombo on the 1st of January took a nosedive or the captain of the craft lost control of the plane.
Sri Lankan Airlines notes that the cockpit crew of flight UL503 that departed from Colombo for Heathrow Airport in London noticed a crack in the windshield of the aircraft. The pilots on board had lowered the aircraft to 10,000 feet as a precautionary measure and later took steps to return to Colombo. The flight that took off at 2:35 p.m. returned to the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katanaika at 4:30 p.m. Sri Lankan Airlines notes that an investigation is currently underway to identify the exact cause of the incident. Just a reminder that you can keep abreast of the news that we are following here at Newsfirst by simply logging on to our website newsfirst.lk.
That's right, and you can also post your comments on our story relating to the Grade 5 scholarship examination. A career-best battling performance by skipper Angelo Matthews along with a solid 89-run knock by his deputy Dinesh Chandimal gave Sri Lanka the upper hand on day 4 of the first test against Pakistan. Now Sri Lanka currently lead Pakistan by 241 runs with 5 wickets in hand. Incidentally, Pakistan has only been able to chase down a target of 241 runs or more in a test encounter on 3 occasions.
Now Dinesh Chandimal and Angelo Matthews, who commenced day 4 on an overnight score of 186 for 4, put on a 138-run partnership for the 5th wicket. Chandimal, who scored his 5th test half-century today, was undone by Junaid Khan on 89. Pakistan hopes of a breakthrough thereafter were put on hold as Matthews and Jayawardene batted until stumps on day 4. Matthews went on to reach his first ever century after being named skipper of the Lankan team. At stumps, Sri Lanka were 420 runs for the loss of 5 wickets, with Matthews and Prasanna Jayawardene unbeaten.
His first as Test match captain. And what a moment.
Let's look at Primetime News for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudarnaika.
And I'm Nadim Majid. Good night and good luck.
News First at 9.